guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to react to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. A lot of stuff to cover, so before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button. Let's try to get to 200 likes on this video. It'd be very much appreciated. And of course, hit the subscribe button and let's get into it. So the first topic we're going to discuss is, of course, the Barcelona presidential election. Yesterday, the club released an official statement saying that the FC Barcelona Electoral Board proclaims Juan Laporta, Victor Font, and Toni Freixa as official candidates for the presidency of the club. On your screen right now, you can see the final numbers for each candidate. Juan Laporta submitted 10,272 and 9,625 were valid. Victor Font submitted 4,713 and 4,431 of them were valid. Toni Freixa submitted 2,822 and 2,634 of them were valid. Now you might be wondering, where is Email Rosal? Like we talked about yesterday, he has officially dropped out of the presidential candidate yesterday. He came out saying that he has withdrawn from the election race. He has submitted a formal resignation to the electoral board. During his press conference, he was crying and he said that he failed to pass the cut in order to become an official candidate for this election. He also confirmed through tears that he is leaving the electoral race, and he explained that yesterday he reached an agreement to join Toni Freixa, but the candidacy did not accept it. So that right there killed Emilio Rosal's hopes of becoming the Barcelona president. To be honest, he had no chance. And him trying to join forces with Toni Freixa, it completely destroys his reputation because he tried to, join forces with a former Bartomeu board member. So for me, I'd be shocked if he even got 5% of the votes in this upcoming election. Now you might be sitting there thinking to yourself, look, we have the three candidates. Will the election take place on January 24th? We did get some big news yesterday saying that the government says that Barcelona will decide whether or not to have the elections. In this scenario, it is up to Barcelona who will make the decision, and that is up to them, knowing that tomorrow there will be a technical meeting with the club. So the official Catalan government came out saying, look, we are in a bad state in terms of coronavirus and pandemic, but we are leaving the decision to Football Club Barcelona. If they decide to go ahead, we will try our best to, help them out, all that sort of stuff. If they decide to postpone it, that is all their decision. Now you might be wondering who's going to make that decision, and it is your main man himself, Carlos Tusquets. The government said it's up to the club to decide whether or not to hold the presidential election on January 24th or postpone them. It is down to the chairman of management committee, Tusquets, to make that decision. It is in his hands. If the election gets postponed, it is 100% Carlos Tusquets' decision. After the Catalan government released the statement saying that it's all up to Barcelona to decide whether elections go forward or not, Carlos Tusquets has scheduled a meeting with the presidential candidates today at 7 p.m. So I'm uploading this video around 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it will take place at 1 p.m. So if you're watching this video within the first 3 hours of its upload, then it will be beforehand, but it will be very, very soon as I've uploaded this video. During this meeting, they're going to talk about several key issues, but the main thing they're going to talk about is the postponement of the election and the signing of Eric Garcia. So in terms of the three candidates' perspective on the situation of Eric Garcia, Toni Freixa does not want to pay a single euro to Manchester City. Font wants to negotiate a better deal and then sign Eric Garcia. Laporta does not want Tusquets to sign any player. He considers it an overuse of his powers. So of course this information is coming out before the meeting. Maybe during the meeting things will change, but right now the candidates are pretty split on whether or not to sign Eric Garcia now or to save it for the summer. The main thing is that Juan Laporta is trying to take a lot of power in these meetings because he knows he is the big favorite for this election. And also during this, Juan Laporta will reject Tusquets' mathematical suggestion for the signing of Eric Garcia. He believes that it is out of his powers. So the main reason why Juan Laporta does not want Eric Garcia to be signed now is because he knows that Carlos Tusquets will take all the credit for it. And Carlos Tusquets, his job was not to sign players. His job was to come in, cut the wages, call the election as soon as possible, and he has stayed way, way too long. He does not want him to get recognition for the signing of Eric Garcia. That's Juan Laporta's main reason. He will also reject Freija's proposal of an exceptional board of directors among the three candidates until the election. So what Freija's proposing is that, look, we'll basically run the club, us three, until the election is supposed to happen if it gets postponed. Laporta completely dismissed that. So you might be wondering, wait, is the coronavirus really that bad? You can just, wear a mask, go vote, go home. It takes, 2 seconds, not really that big of a deal, same thing as going shopping. But in this scenario, it is completely different because maintaining the current restrictions is unfeasible for the members to vote outside their municipality. Sources from the government tell that the elections are in danger, but it will not be up to the government to postpone them. It will be up to the club. The main thing I want to focus on is that 44% of Barcelona members live in the Barcelona province, but not in the city itself. Tusquets must convince the government that they will be able to break the municipal confinement to vote. Either that or the election will be held with more than 40% of people unable to vote. So basically what this means is that 44% of Barcelona members living outside of Barcelona, it will be very difficult for them to come in and, leave their jobs to vote. And of course, transportation, all that sort of stuff. And then when they come there, they're going to be hugely crowded and not people are going to be wearing their masks out properly. All that sort of stuff. And of course, that is a big hot spot and that's how the virus spreads. So the government is worried that day there's going to be a swarm of, Barcelona associates. They're all going to be talking, all that sort of stuff, arguing about who, to vote for, all this sort of stuff. And they're expecting a lot of cases to come out from that. You have to remember there are 100,000 associates. So we, expect, let's say realistically, 70,000 or 60,000 will come and vote because the other 30,000 either don't care or can't show up. all that sort of stuff. So you're expecting 70,000 people to come to Camp Nou, all waiting in this one line to vote. It's going to be very difficult. Now, COPE have come out saying that sources from the government explained that it will be complicated to hold the elections on the scheduled date. They hope that it could be done before May. So after this announcement from the government, Barcelona scheduled a meeting for today. After that statement from COPE, Sport also came out saying that the FC Barcelona presidential election could be postponed until the May 30th. So basically, just a quick summary is that we have the 3 candidates now for the presidential election. They're going to have a meeting with Tusquets today, and they're going to decide whether to postpone the election and whether to sign Eric Garcia or not if they do postpone the election. The main thing to remember is that this decision will come down to Tusquets. He will make the final decision on whether to postpone the election or not. And if he does postpone it and he brings it all the way to May, that is absolutely criminal. If you want to postpone it mid-February, whatever, that is fine, as long as Tusquets makes the signing that we need, because we do need signings in this window, then, it is what it is. I'd rather have that. But he's going to postpone it until May. That is just absolutely outrageous. The club is in desperate need for someone to run it and someone to manage it. Tusquets is literally sitting there smoking a cigar every single day, not doing anything. He's paying for the buses and the airplanes for Barcelona to travel to the away games. That's it. He's sitting there doing nothing, and now he's going to have a meeting. He needs to not postpone this election. For me, we just need someone to run this club ASAP because we are on the verge of bankruptcy. There's no one running it. This club's in a huge mess, and we need to have elections as soon as possible. Speaking on Barcelona presidency, the former Barcelona president was, of course, Josep Bartomeu. He came out yesterday doing an interview with Sport. Didn't know if I should cover this or not, but a lot of people in my Discord told me to, go with it and, let people know what he had to say. Make sure, by the way, you join my Discord. Link is down below. Let's get in and see what Bartomeu had to say. Start off by saying that I was wrong to be cautious after the Liverpool game. We did it after 8-2, something we had done for a year before. This was my main mistake. Of course, here he's referring to the rebuild. He's saying that, look, I should have done it after Liverpool. I should have sacked Valverde, sold Rakitic, Suarez, Vidal, all that sort of stuff, and rebuild from there. But he decided to give the squad another chance, and then, of course, that chance didn't work out. In regards to Pedri, Bartomeu said that he's a brilliant talent. Displays doesn't surprise him because they already knew his value, and that work all belongs to Ramon Planes. So Bartomeu, they're giving credit for Ramon Planes for finding Pedri and making that signing. In regards to Ronald Koeman, Bartomeu said that he is doing a very good job and that in the recent game, it has been confirmed that he is the ideal coach to lead Barcelona during this transitional period. Also discussed Ronald Araujo and Oscar Mingueza. He said that Araujo is coming good, but was also expected, but he's very surprised and very pleasant at the rise of Mingueza. And the very interesting thing that he said is that the rumors of him voting for Juan Laporta in this election aren't true. He adds that Laporta has many virtues, but right now the best thing for the club in the middle of a pandemic is someone who has more managerial profile. Then when he's asked about the Lionel Messi situation, he said nothing and just smiled. The only good thing that came out from this interview is that he confirmed that he's not going to vote for Juan Laporta. He confirmed that he's probably going to vote for Toni Freixa because he wants someone with the managerial profile, blah, 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 blah. Overall, for me now, Bartomeu is history. He's by far the worst president that ever ran this club. He has given me depression. He has given me anxiety. He's given me some of my worst years of supporting Barcelona. Of course, now we're on the path to recovery, and I just don't even want to mention Bartomeu anymore. Let's now talk quickly about the transfer news surrounding Barcelona. Of course, besides from Eric Garcia, there's only been 2 other stories over the past 24 hours. First one's coming in from Sky Sports and Sport from, of course, Catalonia, saying that Arsenal are interested in a low move for Neto, but Barcelona want a transfer fee of 21 million. Personally, I'm in complete agreement with this. I think it is time to let Neto go. He's making a lot of money just sitting on the bench, and I'd much rather have Inaki Peña as the backup. We can get a lot of good money for Neto. I'd maybe loan him with a buy option with the Arsenal or an obligation to buy. But even just loaning him, I think, would be a good move as well, because then Arsenal can pay his full wages, so that's some money there that we can save. For me, I think Neto's just sitting there on the bench, not really doing much, collecting. I think he makes like 80 to 100k a week, which is ridiculous for a backup keeper. Thanks Bartomeu for that. So for me, 100%, I would take this deal and I would send Neto on loan to Arsenal with hopefully a buy option in there for Arsenal to trigger if he does well. Second one's coming in from BN Sports, and they just completely pulled this out of their pocket. There's no credibility to this whatsoever. I just thought I'd share with you because I think it's funny. They're saying that Barcelona are interested in signing Sergio Aguero under free transfer this summer. Absolutely no chance this happens. Well, there's maybe a little bit of a chance because he's going to be for free. Maybe Barcelona will sign for, a year or so just to have him as, a number 9 until we get maybe a Erling Haaland or Lautaro Martinez or something like that. I'd give it like a 2% possibility. I think he's either most likely to stay at Manchester City or maybe go to PSG. Other than that, I do not see Aguero coming to Barcelona, and there's no credibility whatsoever to this source. Now, to conclude this video, we're going to talk about some of the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Of course, putting aside the election news that's basically been covering all of Barcelona. First thing we're going to talk about is that we touched upon yesterday and now it's official, and that is that Víctor Valdés has left his job at Horta and is willing to join a new project. He could return to Barcelona if Juan Laporta wins the presidential election, and this is coming in from Alfredo Martinez, who of course, super reliable source, so this could be a possibility on the cards. And ironically, it was Víctor Valdés' birthday yesterday, so wish a happy belated birthday to Víctor Valdés. Of course, Barcelona legend and the best Barcelona keeper ever to play, but Ter Stegen is creeping up there pretty close. This next one I just want to quickly touch upon. It's not really news, it's just an opinion of Albert Drog from Sport, who is very, very reliable. He came out saying that Trincao and Collado are the same age, both of them are 21, and both of them are left-footed. One costs 31 million, and the other one is trained at La Masia. One goes unnoticed in the first team, and the other one shines for the B team. Koeman is aware of this. It is just a matter of time. For me, my opinion on the Trincao-Collado situation is that Trincao has one more chance for me, and that is against Cornelia in the Copa del Rey. Of course, he's probably going to most likely start that game after Barcelona going to be playing, Super Cups back-to-back. He's going to start that game. He needs to put in a performance. If he does not get a goal, if he does not assist, if he does not put in a good performance, for me, Collado steps ahead of him in the pecking order, and he needs to get his chance. He got a little bit of a chance with Valverde and Setien, but didn't come to fruition. For me, Collado is a very, very promising talent, and I think he deserves his chance in the first team. So, of course, yesterday was semi-final 2 of the Spanish Super Cup between Athletic Club and Real Madrid, and Athletic Club came out on top, winning 2-1 for the upset. So it will be Barcelona versus Athletic Club in the Spanish Super Cup final this Sunday. Going to be an intense game. You might be wondering, will Messi be fit for this game? So we have two sources coming out about this. First one is coming in from Candacer, saying that Lionel Messi didn't have the good feelings yesterday, but in the last hours there is optimism to play in the final on Sunday. He is motivated and he wants to play. His presence in the final isn't ruled out and will depend on how he feels. Now also having Miguel from AS came out saying that Lionel Messi underwent an ultrasound yesterday afternoon, and which revealed a minor injury in his bicep femoris on his left leg. He is not ruled out for the Super Cup final, but he is a serious doubt. He continues on by saying that Messi has not yet thrown in the towel, unless when it comes to the final. He plans to enter the squad list this Friday and will travel to Sevilla with the squad. One last test will be done on the same day of the match. Right now, I would say it's a complete 50-50 on whether Messi plays in this game on Sunday. For me, I think what's for sure is that he will be called up to the squad list. He will travel. The question is, will he be on the bench? I highly doubt Messi will start this match. I think it'll be very, very risky from Koeman unless he's 100% fit and there's no sign of any sort of injury. Maybe he'll start, but I can't see Messi starting this game. I think he will be on the bench. I think he'll be ready to come on, but I do think he'll start on the bench. That's just my prediction. It's not confirmed. Right now, it's still in the air about Lionel Messi. We're going to have to wait till later today when the squad list is released. As of recording right now, Friday morning, there is no squad list. It won't really matter. At the end of the day, we'll have to wait on the day of Sunday for all the reports to come and swarm us in the face of whether Messi will play or not. But right now, it is a complete 50-50. Also, quick side note on Lionel Messi. Of course, he did a massive tribute to Maradona after he passed away against Osasuna, taking off his shirt and making that nice tribute to him. And of course, he did get a yellow card, and he was supposed to get fined for that. And of course, Barcelona appealed for it. But yesterday, the final decision was made, and the decision was to fine Lionel Messi £600 for taking off his shirt against Osasuna to pay tribute to Diego Maradona. Has been upheld by the RFEF appeal committee. Barcelona have been fined £180. So unfortunately, Messi's yellow card will still stay, and he will be fined £600 for doing that, and Barcelona will be fined $180. It's unfortunate, but unfortunately, this is the rule, because then everyone will start taking off their shirts. Like, oh, look, my brother died. This is the same shirt. It's going to be... I understand it, but of course, it's terrible to see in football. He wants to make a tribute to a football legend. I think Messi will take down the chin. Of course, he makes that in probably 10 seconds, so won't really matter to him. Maybe Barcelona, we're in big financial trouble, so that 180 will probably be a lot of trouble for us. But anyways, it's just a little small fee for a fantastic tribute. So that's my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave a like. Let me know your comments down below on everything we discussed, because we discussed a lot. And make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the match preview of Barcelona versus Athletic Club in the Spanish Super Cup final. It's going to be a crazy game, and I'm super excited for it. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care, and Forza Barca.